Joanna of Castile was the mother of a well-known emperor named Charles. She was married to Philip, and she really liked her husband's good look. When Philip passed away, Joanna didn't want to let him go. She kept his body in her room instead of burying him like people normally do. For more than a year, Joanna acted like Philip was only sleeping, even though his body began to decay. She slept next to him every night and made her servants treat the body with the respect they would give to a king. Joanna didn't let any other woman see Philip's body because she thought they might find him good-looking too. Even so, Joanna stayed strong in her love for Philip and continued to take care of his body like he was still alive. Even though people around her were concerned, Joanna thought her actions were okay. She said that her love for Philip was stronger than death, and she would never fully accept his death. It was really strange, wasn't it? Now see this one. King Charles of France lived long ago, had a very strange belief that he was made of glass. He was afraid of breaking and took extra care to protect himself. People called him Charles the Mad because of his unusual ideas. His fear made him very careful, and he moved slowly to avoid accidents. Even small touches made him nervous, and he asked people to keep their distance. He wore special clothes to keep him safe and changed his room to remove any sharp or hard objects. In time, people learned how to treat Charles to make him feel safe and comfortable. Even though his belief was strange, they still respected and cared for their king. Now listen to this. There was a Roman emperor named Caligula who had some really strange beliefs. One of the oddest things he believed was that he was a god. He thought people should bow down to him and treat him like a superhero. It is pretty weird, right? Caligula also had a strange relationship with his horse. He loved his horse so much that he treated it like a king. Caligula gave his horse a beautiful fancy home called the marble stall, and even an ivory bowl to eat from. It was quite unusual for a horse to have such luxurious things. But there is more. Caligula didn't just want to treat his horse like a king. He actually wanted it to be an important leader in the government. It was incredibly weird and surprising for an emperor to want his horse to have such an important job. This one is amazing. Anna of Russia was a powerful ruler who sometimes treated people in ways that might seem mean or unfair. Let me tell you about a few things she did. Anna had a servant named Prince Michael who did something she didn't like. As a punishment, she made him marry one of her maids, a woman named Avdatia, who some people thought was not very pretty. This wasn't a nice thing to do to either Prince Michael or Avdatia. To make things even worse for Prince Michael, Anna made him and Avdatia spend their wedding night in a palace made entirely of ice. It was very cold inside, and Anna told them they had to stay close together to keep warm. It's really something that you cannot believe it, yeah? Have you ever shaken your hand with a tree? It seems really weird because trees don't have hands, yeah? But King George did. Let's see how. King George ruled a long time ago, and he's famous for many things. But one of the most unusual stories about him is that he once tried to shake hands with a tree. King George had a mental illness that made him act in strange ways sometimes. One day he thought a tree was actually King Frederick the Great of Prussia, another important ruler at the time. So he walked up to the tree and tried to shake its branches as if he was greeting another king.